Hi, we're the Soil Sisters. I'm Cam.
And I'm Mia.
And yes, we're identical twins.
Does your garden feel like a full-time job? You're constantly weeding, watering, fighting pests, and fixing problems? It's not because you're doing too little. It's because you're not treating the soil as a living system.
Today we're going to show you how changing that one perspective means less work for you. By changing the way that you garden, you can transform your plants and regenerate the earth as well. We are going to give you our 7 top tips. And if you implement them in your garden, they will save you lots of energy and lots of time.
So most people, when they start gardening, they hope that it's going to be grounding and nourishing and peaceful. And then you start your garden and you start having a lot of problems and constantly fixing things. Then your garden starts becoming an obligation, a burden. If that's been your experience, it's not a failure. It's a systems issue. The biggest mistake we see is treating the soil as if it needs to be controlled and fought with, sterilized, and constantly managed. When the soil is treated as lifeless, the gardener has to do everything. That's what turns gardening into a full-time job. Regenerative gardening starts with a different assumption. Soil is alive. It's a living system. And that's where things change with regenerative gardening practices. Regenerative means to restore and renew. And that's what we're going to do here. We're going to restore degraded soil and make it a healthy and resilient soil. A healthy soil is made up of microorganisms, fungi, bacteria, and even earthworms, that they work together. So see them as your team, all working for you.
This invisible ecosystem is what makes your soil alive.
So the 7 regenerative practices that you need to implement in your garden are, number 7 is companion planting. Now, companion planting is planting beneficial flowers and herbs among your vegetables. The flowers will attract pollinators and bees to your vegetables, and herbs will deter pests. So tip number 6 is rotating your crops. So if you plant carrots and lettuce, for example, in your bed one year, and you need to plant something else there the next year. Tip number 5 is biodiversity. Now, biodiversity means planting all different kinds of plants in your garden. For example, you want to plant trees, berries, vegetables, you want to plant herbs and flowers, and also planting a variety of each. For example, planting several different types of tomatoes. If you implement companion planting and biodiversity in your garden, the soil will stay balanced. Okay, tip number 4 is put manure in your garden. Now, it could be manure from cows, horses, sheep, goats, chickens, but you need to put manure in your garden. Tip number 3, if your soil is depleted and doesn't have microbes in it, you're going to need to put biochar in your garden. So biochar is wood that's been heated up without access to oxygen. And the char is actually full of holes. And when you put that in your beds, it serves as a hotel for your microbes. Not only that, those little holes in the biochar store nutrients and water. Okay, so tip number 2 is no digging, no tilling, okay? When you dig in your soil and you till your soil, you're actually forcing the microbes up to the surface, so you're actually killing the microbes in your soil.
So by now, I hope that you understand that your garden is actually a system. It's an ecosystem, one that can adapt, recover, and take care of itself over time. So regenerative gardening isn't about perfection. It's about freedom. A regenerative garden gives you back time. And you don't want to be a slave to your garden.
The number one tip is mulching. Now, mulching is when you put straw or hay or leaves on your beds, and it actually protects the soil. It also keeps the moisture in, it keeps the nutrients in, and when you mulch, your soil stays healthy and resilient. So when you implement these practices, you don't have to water as much. Also, the soil will stay balanced and keep a stable temperature. When you stop fighting nature and work with it instead, effort goes down and resilience goes up.
This is why we focus on the soil and regenerative practices. So when you build the right foundation and use these practices, your garden becomes much, much easier. This way of gardening is a part of something much bigger. It's a new paradigm of people that want to live more naturally, providing for themselves and their families, and reconnecting with the systems that actually sustain life.
So when we care for the soil, we're not just growing food. We're modeling a healthier relationship with the land for our children, future generations, and the planet they'll inherit.
So if you're ready to slow down, follow a clear path, and grow food that you can rely on, come on this journey with us.